Welcome to webinar 62. Today we'll be covering more online stores submitted by our customers and offering feedback on how they could improve their stores for their customers, or alternatively, we could give also kudos to what they're doing right. We'll cover Etsy stores and unique standalone stores, so take note and we'll get into it. If you're new to our webinars, my name is Lindsay and I work here at Lumaprints. A few times a month we host webinars like this one, usually live for our customers to watch and ask questions. This happens every other Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you cannot make it to this webinar, no worries, we upload all our webinars here on YouTube within a few days. To not miss a video when we post them, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Okay, let's start with an Etsy shop. Tracy here was kind enough to submit her Etsy for review. We have plenty of customers who sell via Etsy, so we thought it would be useful to explore an example of one. As a preface, how one decides to market themselves on Etsy differs a lot from how they decide to sell on a standalone store. A major distinguishing factor is that Etsy is a marketplace where potential customers are also reviewing other products by other stores. Standalone sites, on the other hand, usually offer exclusive selling for only one brand or store. Given that, product pages usually take priority over storefronts here on Etsy. Someone might not even go onto your storefront, for example, when they're purchasing a product. That means you really have to sell your product and brand within the product page. So while I say make sure you have your collections visible on your page, you make use of your header carousel and feature the products in the featured product section, it's better time invested to focus more on the product pages. So here we'll click on one, Blue Crab Painting. Starting off with the SEO or search engine optimization of this product, so using this example here of Blue Crab Painting, we can see that she not only said the title of the product, but she also included Coastal G-Clay Printing and Chesapeake Bay Art. All of these are just initiators to let your customer know what else is another factor of this art piece. That way, when they're searching on Etsy, they can more likely find your product here using different descriptors within the product title itself. I will say that this is a very strong way to start off. You could always add more, and within Etsy's idea, more is better, as opposed to if you had a standalone store, it's better to be more concise. Now, going into the description, they also call out alternative names of the painting, as you can see here. And then when you go into the rest of the description, you'll notice that they go into the storytelling of this painting, offering descriptions of what their inspiration was, as well as other fun tidbits about the painting itself. This is a great way to really get your customer excited about the product. After that, they then go into a small biography about themselves, and then they go into product printing options. I think these are all great indicators of a strong description, very useful for your product page. My only suggestion in this case would definitely to be switching around the sections of the description. So I would put printing options at the top and everything else could follow suit. Nonetheless, it's still a really great description for the product. While we're here on the product page, let's review some other factors, starting with the images provided. The images really sell the product ultimately, and having well-lit, well-displayed visuals of your product are really important to set the standard for any store. With Etsy in particular, I would say that it's highly recommended for the main photo to be within an environment or within a mock-up and not just a white space. This helps the customer visualize the product in a space better than it being isolated with no context, especially when they're competing against other products on Etsy. Tracy here has a white backdrop but can create a strong first impression by switching it to one of the lifestyles they provide throughout the rest of their images. I think there's a nice amount of products and sizes being offered, which is useful for this product. When it comes to looking at the sizes and the products being offered, I notice that there's plenty of variants being offered, which is very useful for the customers who could see this product in multiple different areas of their home. Just as a precaution, when it comes to your images, we do need to be careful of how we edit our images. I for sure sometimes am blind to my own edits, and so you do need to have an extra careful eye when it comes to how images are skewed as they get into the larger panoramic sizes. Luckily, this can be a quick fix, especially with this image in particular, as you can make use of the negative space on the sides to stretch it out further without having to compromise the subject of the product, which is the blue crab. In cases where you cannot simply add more space to the edges to make it a longer image, consider ever so slightly stretching the image, but also utilizing the cropping feature to help make sure that your image is not distorted. Something I like about the array of Tracy's images is that she offers even a video testimonial from her customers, showing kind of a slideshow of all her customers' reviews throughout the different products. This is a very good selling point and will help customers feel very confident in their purchase of Tracy's products. My recommendation to make this presentation stronger is to include customer images as well. Photos of the product in their home or office make it feel like a real review. Of course, customers rarely share photos of the products in their space. In the case of the store here, I do see some reviews down below with customers' images here provided, and so feel free to use those. Just make sure you ask permission from your customer. That way they also feel comfortable with you sharing what is a very positive review of your product. But overall, Tracy has a very strong Etsy store. She has great array of images to sell, and also her product pages are very strong, captivating, and offer all the information a customer would need to make the purchase, as well as offering a variety of variants, which include sizes, type of material to be printed on, and other factors. I say she has a really good Etsy store, and with a few tweaks, she'll have one that could garner more sales, if not encourage people to visit her store. The next customer is an artist with a standalone store who specializes in painting wines and spirits. A very unique, cool niche, I will say. Let's see in their store, Monica's homepage lets you know what she sells right off the bat, which is great. It leads the customer to go deeper into their website and explore what they have to offer. Scrolling down, we get social proof of their art as well as prestige, seeing as they've been in LA Weekly, local wine events, Halt Living, and other publications. Right below that, you can see that they offer collections here. As a customer viewing this, I would either click on this or explore their menu from here on. Something to note here is that I do like the collections being shown here, as it shows distinctly what you're selling within each collection. My suggestion for this part though is to add a hyperlink to more products, just in case the customer wants to see what else there is. Here I'll go to Wine Inspired Art and check out her listings here. On checking the product listing, I notice that there's an opportunity to purchase the product, but it's a bit lower than conventionally expected. The price size options are usually besides the image, if not right below it. Here the images are isolated from the buying of the print, which can feel a little bit fragmented. I think the description is important, but not as important as it is making the purchase easier for your customer. I also noticed that there isn't a place on the product page for the customers to see reviews or testimonials. Even if someone hasn't reviewed the product yet, it's a good idea to have all reviews accessible and visible on the product page. So while someone may have rated a different product and reviewed those, having it on the product page will help further build the trust for your customer for store-wide social trust. The last item to cover is that when I visited the two links, the website's main link and the /shop link, there are two separate pages. This is fine, but my suggestion is to have the /shop link more accessible and available to click on from the directed main website. A great start is to place the shop's link as a header on the main menu. Overall though, I like the look of your website as it reflects the aesthetic of your art and really highlights the painting's colors. You have a great website, and I hope that the small adjustments suggested will make it an easier to access website. Moving on to the next store, Vanessa Thorman Watercolor. A fine art artist we can see based off their homepage is an easy to navigate store. I also like that the website banner on the top is calling out free shipping on orders over $35. It helps you maximize the impact of your sales and discounts for the customer by making it a featured call out on all pages without being obstructive to the purchasing journey. As for the menu, with clear and poignant menu bar headers, a customer can enter the site knowing exactly where they want to go. As I click on prints, however, I do see that all the prints are in one continuous collection. Luckily, it's only about 50 products or so a customer can eventually find what they're looking for. My recommendation here, however, is to have a sub-menu on the side for the customer to narrow down what they're wanting to see. Knowing that this is a Shopify store, this could be available within Shopify and is a quick fix. I suggest creating collections or putting tags on your products of the type of animals, like big cats, birds, farm animals, and so on. From there, the customer can check off the collection to be included in the assortment they want to see. Giving customers the option to funnel their search makes it easier for them and provides a more productive and positive customer experience. On the product page, there are a lot of great attributes. Clear photos, great mock-ups, a great description, easy to read and click on variants. My one note is to look at the Add to Cart button and see if there's a different color you could use besides gray. I would say that when we look at gray as a button option, it usually signifies to us that it is unavailable. I learned that this isn't the case when we do click on it and it is actually something you could add to the cart. However, it's not intuitive and customers might be a bit confused by that. So for the most part, a very strong product page. Just need to adjust for the Add to Cart button if you would like. And for the last site we're going to visit, this is Michelle's Contemporary Fine Art Storefront. My first impression of the home page is that the website does lend itself to the contemporary feeling with only a few elements featured here. This isn't a bad thing, by the way, that customers have a very concise look to their website and they're trying to go for a specific aesthetic. One thing I noticed, however, is that there's a lot of negative space underneath the carousel that you offer on the homepage, which to me can indicate that some customers might interpret that as missing elements or something was supposed to load there but never did. In which case, I would just suggest that you minimize the white space underneath your carousel so customers do not get confused. Going into the abstracts page, we'll see that it's a simple product page with, again, lends itself to the contemporary look. It's straight to the point and there's no frills. Even so, what I notice is that there is a mix of both originals and also prints. Clicking onto one of the prints here, we notice that it could greatly benefit from some more photos just so customers could get a visualization of what the product may look like in their own home or within a space. Whether it's mock-ups or something else, a different perspective or other features, a customer would greatly appreciate this just to help them understand and visualize the product. I also noticed that the purchasing of this product isn't intuitive, but I do not see an add to cart option here for this print. I do see a PayPal breakdown of this product, however this is not a point of purchase. This can really put a halt in the purchasing journey when customers struggle to find the add to cart button. With Wix, which I believe you are using, you can make this a much more viable option, and if you need assistance with this, there are plenty of guides that offer this help. Upon further searching on your site, it seems like you would like your customers to contact you to purchase this product. If this is the case, it would be helpful to make this call out on the product page as a simple line like, "Contact me to purchase the product." Otherwise, customers might feel left in the dark and have no interest to buy the product. I think the contact to purchase original works makes total sense, but it may be beneficial for your customers to be able to buy and purchase prints without needing to directly contact you. It saves time for you and your customers as well. Those are my suggestions for your store. Overall, lovely presentation of art, but it can be improved for an easier purchasing journey for your customers. And there you go. We covered 4 different online stores by artists, and if you notice, each one had their own suggestions and strengths. There are plenty of conventions an online store can follow, but there's still room for you as a store owner to edit and curate the store as needed to tailor to your products and to your customers. In the case you find one suggestion helpful, but not the following suggestion as relative to your store, then take what seems useful for you. Ultimately, these are my suggestions as a third party, providing knowledge of what I know from seeing many other online stores in my time working here. No two sites will ever feel the same, but there's still some shared attributes that will provide your potential customers with a satisfying experience. You have great art, so why not have an equally strong site to make it easy for your customers to purchase it? I hope you found this webinar helpful, and if you did, please leave a comment down below and let us know. I might make this into a longer series if there is enough fanfare. Please give it a thumbs up as well. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next webinar.